Wow, the epic Minecraft YouTuber is back. And today, as I messaged you, like literally a minute ago, I'm going to be doing two things. Zwei. The dos, as the other coworker amigos would say, dos. You know, uh, I'm going to be, like I said, playing Fallout New Vegas. You don't know if someone else was watching this who knows games, it would be like, oh yeah, that's Fallout. Alright. But I'm gonna be playing Fallout New Vegas. My second favorite one, actually. My first favorite one actually is Fallout 3, even though a lot of people talk shit on it. I just like the gun. I just prefer the gunplay of Fallout. So this time, I'm going to. I have another. I'm gonna basically be making you, because I like it. It's kind of cute too, and I like hearing their voices. But I already have one, and I'm gonna be naming the exact same thing. It's what I named one of the videos, UFC for Shaji. I'm going to be naming them Shaji as well, but I already have one that looks exactly like you, named Shaji. So this time, this one's gonna have 4 question marks on their name, because it'll be like, because you don't know, but right now they're doing like a little preview of like, oh, there's like the strip and there's like all how things going on, but your character gets shot in the head, literally, but they survive. It's like that one meme from what's it called? Give me 1 minute. I need to find my Bev. Actually, no. But it's like that. I'll find after this is done. Actually, because I'll have time when this cutscene's over. But it's like the one scene from Ice Age. Was like, what? Did you die? Unfortunately, yes. But I survived. You know. Ooh, that's right. One thing I fucking love is after I get back from school. Ooh. Right now they're doing the thing. Oh, no, actually, never mind. They're talking about vaults. I love this thing. I love this story. Like, after I'm done with school. I was going to say school. Speaking of school, I love this job. It's so much fun. It's so much better compared to school, bro. It's so much better. I don't mean to have the blade all up in your face, but it makes me so happy. I get to have a work, be busy, have basically the same schedule as school, except just a little bit longer, which I don't really care. I get paid for it, and it's stuff I get to learn how to do when I'm done. But one thing I love when I'm getting back home is I love playing on my system, and I love fucking with this sword. I love going, especially because it's not especially because it's like blunt. I can go. See, nothing on my hand. I go. I would not recommend people do this, but like when I bought this, they told me it was bullshit. So I like to fuck around with it, so I like to go. And I got this cool. I think I already told you, but in case like I found out a cool non-lethal version of it. So like, if I want to do a cool like unblockable attack, I might go for an overhand, a slash, a Zershell, and a stab. But this time it's just like that, but this, it's a little bit, it's non-lethal. Instead of getting it right here, where it's fucking cut your ass, I have it right here, where it's a fucking, blunt side. So I go overhand for blunt them, slash for, what was it? Well, like a hit? I don't know what to call that. And then you do basically exactly the same, a Zershau and a Zershau. And then, but instead of a stab, here you go, overhand, slash, Zershau, and you do a pommel strike, which this right here is the pommel. It's right there on the blade. Ooh, it's the thing. Looking for. Now pay up. Looks like someone's waking up over here. Looks like time to chip out. Can we get it over with? Maybe cons kill people without looking in the face. But I ain't a fink, you dig? Yeah. So, made your last delivery, kid. Sorry I got twisted up in all this. From where you're sitting must be an 18-karat run of bad luck. But the truth is, game was rigged from the start. Bethesda Studio presents an Obsidian Entertainment Productions Fallout New Vegas. Anyways, now that that's done, now that you know the premises, now the infamous thing that literally almost every cool gamer knows, I'm gonna use the bathroom and get my bev after you recover from a shot in the head. Sorry about that. I love these cutaways. I feel like a YouTuber. Because you are. Thanks, Pim. Anyway. Anyways. Today was pretty good. Don't tell Jace. But we only technically got one job done. But the past 2 days we got shit ton of jobs done. The big major ones. Well, and we have one. And right now, like, there's this guy. Oh, let me get this name. But there's this one guy who wants to have this pool, not pool. He wants to have this giant, like, concrete patio basically installed. And what we need to do is that, so here, look, let's say this right here was the backyard, all nice and leveled, air quotes leveled, and what we need to do is that there was kind of already a hole dug right here. Ooh, I need to customize you. Give me 1 minute. I'll show how beautiful you look. Now, before you roast me, I'm very sorry. I'm gonna have to kind of block out some very important person. Well, not person, more like. I had to use this. Oh shit! I don't know why you're that close. I had to use this image, and I can't really replicate it perfectly. But that's what I got for the face. Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't really think of that. And like, there's like no other hairstyle that like really matches it. That doesn't look like, you know, absolute shit. I'm just gonna quickly go through them all. So if you ever feel, actually. Give me 1 minute then. Oh, so again, that's the best right there I can do. I'm sorry, Jubilee. But anyways, I completely forgot what I was talking about because I was too busy trying to replicate your perfection. But anyways, oh yeah, that's right. So again, if this was someone's no, this is too important to be using like that. So if this, I'm sorry, I keep changing things. If this was like the soil, and this was the person's like air, what was it, where it was, we were probably like this much down, and we need to get kind of like the sides here. Let me see if I can get my, so we kind of needed to get the sides of the area like right here, this area right here, and this area right here. I will hold it like this. This area right here and this area right here. Okay. And so we need to make that so all of it is 8 inches. So it'll all be level. Well, technically it's supposed to be 8 inches, but since we're new, Rooster wanted to kind of have us have a little extra room just in case we fuck up. But we didn't. That's good. Like, we were mostly on the money. Like, we were like a quarter of an inch off at most for like only 5% of the jobs. So like that's like A for me, maybe not A plus, but A for me. But anyways, so Rooster would get on the excavator, or like not excavator. I keep calling it excavator, but it's like a little claw thing, and you drive it, and you get the claw, and you're like, and he would like scoop it out, and then he would be like, alrighty, cause I was in charge of like we both did shoveling, but I was in charge of the level. Because I think I have glasses, he knows that I have the better vision out of all of them. He was like, alrighty, Kodiak. Or he calls me either Kodiak or Buddy, but Rooster was like, alrighty, Buddy. Or Kodiak, I forgot which one he called me. He was like, get that level. And we had to use his dope. So before, I'm getting a lot of things. But what we had to use to make sure it was all level is this dope ass fucking laser level. Fucking awesome. That shit's probably way more than I make in a month. Probably. I'm probably exaggerating too much. I don't know. But still, this laser, you kind of set up on a little tripod. Rooster says he likes it. It's like this tripod and like the laser, and then there's like this giant like extendable, collapsible like meters. Like it's like fucking like really tall. Like you can probably get up 24 feet with this thing. Like if you like go all the way up. But anyways, you have the tripod. You have the tripod, which will be like my elbow thing. You have the little sensor. You have, what was it on this hand? It would be the what was it? A giant pole, and then my hand right here would be the. I need to plug my bitch on the charger. Sorry, not you. And this right here would be like the reader. So what happen is that we would make sure that we don't it's super important that we don't touch that fucking little tripod thing, because if we mess it up, literally all of our readings could be off, and we have like we're fucked basically. Like that's it, we're fucked. Especially like I imagine we shouldn't like mess it up at all. I imagine it'd be like good at the start, because like, hey, at least we can like get it leveled and make sure like all this. Don't touch that fucking tripod. The reader, which is like the thing I was using. It's all right if it gets tapped, but don't tap it. Make sure all of it's level. Anyways, so he set that up. We get the thing. So then I would make sure, and we were taught cool hand signs. So I'd place it down, and it'd be like. It would do that if it's within 2 inches of what it's at. But if not, that means where it's greater than 2 inches. And since we were going down 9, we were going down a bit, like 8, 9 inches. So if the pole was if the pole was like my finger right here, and like it was like right here, that's how long the pole was. Because we're going down, we need to have this reader up 8 inches from where it is. So like, let me use this sword actually, because it'll be better. So actually, it's more like the scabbard, because it'll be more useful. So let's say this right here, where my finger is at, that is where it is at. Like if we have it on quote unquote the level ground before we start digging. And if we want this to be, because we want to go down 8 inches, if this was the reader, we have to have this thing up 8 inches. And then it's very important that you do not move this. And when you have this up, then like he would dig it, and then so like let's say my fingers right here is the dirt. So he would have it right there, and I'd be like, you need to go down 3 inches. So I would do this. You need to go down 3. Well, I would do this, like, if it's more than 2, So I'd go down, 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 and then he would dig like an inch, inch and a half, and then I go down, and so it was like this, and then go down like this, and I'd be like, alrighty, and then it would tell me the exact measurements. It'd be within 2 inches. So it would be like 1 point something, so 1.1, 1.3, and it's even specific. It's within 100, so it's 1.0, 1.00. So that'd be like perfectly like 1 inch. And so like it can get really specific, like 1.36 inches, but he doesn't need to get all that specific. We just need to round up. So like hypothetically, if I was at 1.43 inches or like I said 39 inches, I'm not gonna tell him 1.39 inches. I'm gonna tell him 1 inch and a half. You know, so I would do this one. This means 1 inch, and then I go down. And if I was standing up, I'm gonna do like how I did yesterday with the liver shots. If I was standing up, I would do. Oh shit! You can't see my pelvis anymore. So I would do 1.5 inch. And then what was it? He would be like, okay, and he'd dig up that shit, and that'd be it. And then I would say that, and it would be really cool because if it's leveled, it'd make a like. It sounds bad, but I kind of picture in my mind is that how doctors make their money is on their patients. So if that beep, it's like someone flatlined, like someone died. So if and Rooster always says money, money every time it's like perfectly leveled. So we would. I made that like thing, the connection in my head, saying like, oh, okay, that when the patients flatline, we make our money. It's fucked up, but that's how I think it. But anyways, so after we would get one side, because we had to get two. After we get one side, make it all kind of like he would get. This is definitely not anything illegal. Don't say otherwise. But if this was what was it? One side, Rooster would get like up to here in the middle, and then what was that? He would get up to here on the other side, so he'd get all the way up to here, and it would only be like 2 inches, so it's not that bad. So then me and the other new guy, Robbie, he would have to get he would work on this side, now I'd work on this side, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter, you know. And we would work our way to make sure it's even, because if the dirt is like, I love using this thing. If the dirt is like, so again, this is all, so this is even footing, okay? So like the dirt will be like this, and we would need to get this dirt pile right here cleaned up. So I would start crumpling and getting that part, and then Ramble would start crumpling, and then we'd meet in the middle, and then we get rid of it. So then it would be like, it's not going to be like this perfectly level. It's going to be kind of like this. I know you can't really see on the screen, but it's like just a little bit, just like a tiny way, but that's fine. Like, again, like I said, if we're off by like 1/4 of an inch, if we're off by like 1 fucking, I don't know, 1/5 of an inch, like, I don't give a shit. And what was it? Yeah, that's basically all we do, because we had to like got to the store, we got to the shop, we clocked in, we loaded up our shit, we quickly like checked out one job, but like from 12, not even from 12, because again I clock in at 8, from like 11 we run around doing shit, couldn't really remember, to like 3, no, not 3, I keep exaggerating the time, I have to remember the time. Took us like 30 minutes to check something out really quickly. I can't remember, it was so small, not even worth the thought. And from basically like 9, I want to say, to 2, it was basically just non-stop working on the house, because this is a lot of fucking work. Because we have to we would have to one because I didn't say it because one thing before we did the digging is that we would have to we had to like assess it, set up everything, and then we had to. Ooh, that's what we had to go. We had to go to we had to go check out one. We had to go check out the job. Then after we went and go check out the job site, because this is a job I've been to the past like 2 days, like 3 days since we've been at work. We haven't been able to work on it because of all the water. You know this because you're a concrete girl. You can't work on concrete if it's fucking wet, especially the fucking dirt. It's so hard to work on it when it's wet. So because it's been raining, you probably don't know it, because it's been raining on frickin' like Wednesday, and it was raining on Thursday, especially at night. We wouldn't meet. We have it was so much mud and there was so much water that we can't work on any of this shit. So I should kind of explain the chronological order. The first day, at around because I started my day at 9. At around 11, after we got done with our quote on first job, air quotes. It wasn't really. I basically just watched them do shit. I didn't really do anything about my first job. It was basically we had to get at the top, the same house I mentioned before, that the person wanted the patio that's made of concrete. It was flooded with water because it rained the night before. So it was my job to basically get this sump pump, clog and get all that water, and make sure I take out the pump when it starts making because they might go. That's the sound it makes, like when it's running properly. It'll make a. But when it starts sucking up air, it'll go. And that's a bad sound because that means it's, like I said, it's sucking up oxygen. And since it's such a powerful suction, it can really fuck up the inner working of the machine. So it's really, 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 really important that when you start hearing that you fucking unplug that bitch. You kill it, like not like you stab it, kill it, but like you probably know, like you killed juice, you killed the power to it, or else it's literally hundreds of dollars to fix. And it was my first day. I don't want to be fired or be your dad's basically slave for I don't know, a few weeks, probably a month. Cause that's a big no. I really don't want to be a fucking Hebrew slave. You know? Anyways. I'm talking about a lot of shit. So, after I got that cleaned up, I got praise. He said it early, nice job. That's the first day. Second day, we were kind of, what was it? Kind of the same thing, but I had help for both Robbie, because I did it all by myself, and he did a good job. So Robbie and I basically finished the job, and there was more water. It was in more tricky places, so we had to basically build trenches so the water can flow like a river because again, I love my diagrams. So if this was the backyard right here, this is actually fucking perfect. So right here is all right by, not really perfect because it's not really good dimension-wise. So right here all is where the house is, and where what is it? All where the house is. So I got all right here because this little place is like a little trench. The day of my first day, and when Ramble was done, it was kind of like a small area in the trench that I dig right here, but there was also more in this area. So we had to build a trench to go from this area to over here, so it'll all be nice and connected. So that was day 2 of that house at least. And I didn't do this all day. I'm just saying to the house trilogy. And the 3rd episode in the house trilogy. It was kind of funny because first day, it was just me. Second day, it was Robbie and I. And the 3rd day had all 3 of the boys. Had the Rooster Squad. And RKR had... I'm not going to say it like that because grammatically it won't work. But it goes Rooster, Robbie, and Kodiak. Yeah. So, I told you we basically had to get the crane. We had to clean up a little bit, get all the debris out, and then we went to the shop, grabbed like a little. We had to grab the little claw thing. Funny name assigned, but we had to also get something called the Tramp and a fuel canister. And so we filled up. We chained up the thing. We took it to the job site, and then we started. What was it? Using the crane and shovels to fill up that hole. And while we were filling the hole, because we're mainly concerned with how wet, how muddy it was. Because again, we worked on this house all day, today at least. We were mainly concerned of how wet the mud was, and because it would like if I were to put my foot in this concrete, like it would probably not in the concrete, in this water mud, my foot would probably sink like midway to my shin. That's how much soupy sludge mud water it was. So Rooster, he would dig out the mud water. Like he had to dig out like freaking like, I know you can't see, but like 3 feet of fucking mud. Like he had like this much, like 3 feet of mud he had to dig out. So after I know I said this was Vegas, but I haven't played any Vegas. So after he dug that out, Rambe first was going in there, because I was mainly clearing out a lot of the roots, because apparently, again, if this is the house, mainly this time, this is where the trench is. Right here, my finger is, that's like where it ends. And right here, right here, because again, this is the trench right here where the house is. Right here is, there was a big ass tree, and there was a stump right here while we were working. So there's a lot of fucking dense ass roots, because it was a big tree. It has been cut. Like this place is like this tree has been planted when the house was made, and a lot of these houses were made in like the fucking like the 40s, 50s, 60s. You know, like not that long ago. But for a tree's lifetime, like it was enough to make it grow huge and fucking massive root. And like I wasn't told this, but I think that giant tree, the tree stump, I think it was causing foundational problems with the house. Anyways, so we got the roots cleared off of it, and then Robbie was first using this cool thing called the Tramp, which you probably know, but I'm explaining just in case, plus, you know, to make the video longer. The Tramp is like how, you know how a fucking jackhammer goes. Here, actually, this is the perfect thing. So it's kind of like, it's exactly like this blade. It's meant to like cut individually, go. Well, what a Tramp is, I've explained this to like multiple people. It's probably like the size of this binder, instead of it being like the size of this hilt for the bit. Like the piece that actually does it, and it's a little bit bigger than a jackhammer, and I imagine the jackhammer is a lot less harder to use. Well, to wield than this bitch. This thing was so heavy, because Robbie, I was watching Robbie use, like, oh, this thing's gonna be easy, you know. From what I saw, and what especially what Rooster told me, it's basically like mowing the lawn. Because like if you're mowing the lawn, you're supposed to go right here. Here, I'm gonna go like this. So if my fingers were the lawn, you basically go like right here. Instead of going like right here, you kind of like go in the middle. So then you can kind of like go over both, and then you kind of go back over, and then you go back in the middle, then you go in the middle, then it kind of repeating all over that. It's basically the exact same thing. Except this thing doesn't, except for a lawnmower, you can push it like this, no problem. This thing, you can't hold it like there in the middle. You have to hold it at the sides like this. Because it has kind of like a box-like, square-like handle. And so you can't hold it side, or else it'll go all over the place. So they told me you had to hold it right there, and they said exactly what I said. It's just like mowing lawn. That's all my instructions were. So then when I was given the thing, I was seeing Robbie, I was going, he had pretty good control of it, I'm not going to lie, especially because that bitch was on full throttle. Then I was giving it, and I would go, like the thing was literally going everywhere. And like, I was going, so again, for convenience sake, let's say this is the entire dirt patch. In fact, this would be better, because this would be the hole. So Rooster would be like right here. Robbie was like right here. We were trying to get this part of the hole. I was like, yeah, with this part of the hole. So I was supposed to go like this, you know, really slow. But I was going. So Rooster was like, "Stop, stop, stop, stop." He was like, "Clearly, I have to give you more pointers." So don't. So what I was doing is that I was like kind of like sprawling out like in MMA, like to get my center of gravity low, and I was kind of using my back and using my upper body to move it, which big no. Thankfully Rooster stopped me because I would have fucked up my back. And he was like, "Don't do that." He called it squirreling. He's like, "Don't sprawl like that. Be up top like this." And he was like, use your legs, use your thighs to kind of guide it and push it along. And he says when you, because it was kind of going downhill too. Because like again, it's not level like this. It was kind of going inwards like this. So he says when you're going downhill like that, don't go fucking fast. You want to kind of go slowly. You want to work with the machine, not against it. I'm gonna say something else. Oh yeah. And he says, and you don't need to go fast. You need to go kind of slow. You want to make sure it's all evenly pounded, okay? And he basically just said, stand upright and don't like go sprawling at me. I only spoke one more time, but after I did it, he was like, "There you go. That's amazing. Now it looks like you know what you're doing." That was really funny because that's what he always says that. He always says that whenever we're doing something good and like, you know, we're going like pretty efficient, and he was like, "There you go. Now it looks like you know what you're doing." You know, it's kind of a big compliment in my opinion. Anyways, so after we did that, fast forwarding, but I'm still gonna continue where I started. When Rooster was explaining to me, he told me later on in the car after we got done with lunch, he was like, "You know, when I first saw you getting on that tramp," he was like, "and I saw that shit going all over the place, I thought you couldn't do it. So I thought I had to have Robbie be on that tramp all summer until you man up and learn how to handle that. But I'm glad you were able to hold that thing. So I'm so happy. But I still need to work on like my shoulders and my back exercises, because that's basically what I'm going to be using a lot. Because I'm relying too much on my triceps. My triceps right here and my biceps and like right here. I don't know what this muscle is, but like right there, I'm relying too much on those. I use my legs and my fucking back and shoulders more. Not my back. Not my back. Just my shoulders. My shoulders and my legs more. You lift with my back and I'll fuck up my back. Anyways, after we got done doing with the tramp, like I said, we had to do the shoveling, get the fucking things all nice and leveled. And before we had to do it leveled, we had to do measurements. We had to make sure everything was like, what was it? Because he won, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, it doesn't really matter. I'm not paid to learn, like, to know the measurements. I'm paid just to do what I'm told. But I think it's either 18 or 20 feet is how long we wanted the patio, plus we wanted a little bit extra hang off. But we weren't focused, so if this was an L, we weren't focusing on this side, which is the side of, like, you know, the gate is, where, you know, doesn't really matter. The kind that we actually need to extend more. We're focused on this side that's connected to the house, the part that doesn't need to be extended. So after we dig out this side and like up to here, not this part, but like this side and up to here, that's basically all we did. We had to do measurements. I had to pull out the tape, and he said something that's very important. Because he had to get the tape measure, and we had to like measure all this shit and do all the things, and he said and he was like 16, 18 feet away, where like and Robbie was holding the tape measure, the other end, he was holding, Rooster was holding the actual part that holds like the extendy part, you know, the part that actually holds like the mechanisms, and Robbie was holding the part that actually like can go in and out. And Rooster's like, alrighty, let go of it, we're good. Wait, but before it, and Robbie just let it go. And he was like, never mind. Because, I told you it was money. Rooster said, before, what was it? Not before. He says, now listen, you guys are not going to be working with me all the time. You guys are going to probably be working on your own. Not soon. He's like, you guys are going to probably be working on your own. And you guys probably have to buy your own tools. And when the need arises that you buy your own tools, especially tape measure, if you get mud, if you get water, if you get any shit inside of this, it's fucking done, and you got to pay for another one. That's money out of your pocket. So again, when you're in environments like this with a tape measure, and I'm telling you, hey, measure this side, go over there and measure that, I'm gonna need you, when it's muddy like this, to run it to me. It doesn't take that long. Brewster really likes to pound in facts. And if you get something wrong, he lets you know, but he's gonna kind of be a smartass about it. But I don't mind because I get yelled at. I much prefer fucking being made a little joke and then told to do a better job instead of being yelled at. So, I'm so used to having someone over my shoulder all the time and say, you're doing it wrong, you can't do that, why the fuck are you doing it like that? So it's so much better that I just basically have someone hey, do that. And if I can't do it, they say, if I can't do it in time, they say, hurry the fuck up. And what was it, if I do it wrong, they say, you're only a little autistic, but that's fine, listen. He doesn't call me retarded. He doesn't call me fucking fully autistic. He doesn't call me that. He just basically how the jokes he makes when poking fun at you when you get something. Sorry, I'm covering up my face. The jokes he makes when he's poking fun at you, it's pretty shallow. Unlike Randy, which is kind of mean and cruel. Give me 1 minute. I want to sip of my bev. This is not, actually, I don't know if you did notice, but I'm going to say it's not soda today. It's, Powerade. Love that shit. Anyways, what I was talking about, that's right. So, Robbie, anyways, I was talking about lessons, but he basically was saying, you just need to be more careful with the shit. Because someday you may have to pay for your own things, and it's not good to keep paying for it because it keeps getting broken. So we measured all the things. We got the line. I'm one thing. Yeah, I don't mind if your father hears this part. At least in my humble opinion, Rooster can say other. Robbie may think other, but I'm not saying I'm better. That's far from it. Never would say I'm better than another person because there's no way that can be backed away. But Robbie's slow. Not mentally, but physically. He doesn't hustle. Rooster would tell me, get the line, get the rope line, and get the spray, get the spray, can spray. Paint spray. Not spray paint, paint spray. And I would be hustling, running to get in the car, grabbing it, then running back. But he would tell Robbie, get the saws off from the back with the bit. And Robbie would what kind of bit you want? The bit. And then he would walk, I would run. I'd be like this. And he would be I'm going on a side tangent to another story. We were at this house. It was actually the first job after Jace dropped me off, we went to the house, after the Mexican fiasco. And there were carpenters there at the house. And we installed the sump pump in the ground, and we need to have a pipe for drainage. And So that now we're going to first day done. Now second day, while we were at the house, we had to install a pipe for the sump pump. When I mean we, I basically mean Rooster. Well, we were basically the lackeys who did the preparation and cleanup, because I don't mind doing it. We're learning already, but while we were there, the carpenters were like, because there's a pile of dirt. He was like, "Hey, you gonna get that pile of dirt that's outside?" And Rooster was like, I mean, yeah, we were, but like, not today. It's gonna probably be like tomorrow, or probably the day after. We're gonna figure cleaning up this shit." And the guy was like, I mean, carpenter. He was like, that'll be fine, I guess. We just preferred if it was gone. Rooster's like, "Yeah, sure, we'll get it gone. Try to get it gone tomorrow." And then so we were getting up a car. We were going the truck, I should say, trying to get the pipe ready. And Rooster and saw and Rooster was like, and when he was about to get the drill to drill into the foundation to get installed in the sump pump, it was only like a tiny hole. Don't worry. He was like, "You know what? I think it would be better to get this dirt out." So Kodiak, run in the back, get the shovels, and get the buckets. So I ran in the back, got the shovels, got the bucket, and so Robert was helping him for a bit while I was like shoveling, and so another side story into the side story. So I shovel like this, like. Apparently I'm doing it wrong because I can't really get a good leverage like that. Not me, just a lot of people. Like, it's not really good for accuracy and for like picking it up. So Rooster told me, instead of like doing it like this, do it like this. Like, kind of like, instead of going in, so instead of like going in at the top like this, you kind of go in at the bottom, kind of scrape your way up for the shovel and kind of pushing inwards like that. So so I was shoveling, got two or three buckets of dirt, and then what was it filled? I ran them to the truck. Fucking heavy. They're like 60, 70 pounds, I imagine. Probably 80 if I'm probably exaggerating just a bit, but just roll with it. So I was carrying both of these buckets each, like probably those pounds each. And then I could put them in, dump them, go back. And so then by the time that Rooster was done, he was like, "All right, get to shoveling with Kodiak." Robbie was shoveling. So at first I was like, "All right, I think you should get a bucket and I should get a bucket." And Robbie was like,
Actually, I think it'd be quicker if we both shovel and then we have one person run it back.
And I was like, "Okay." So we did that. It was slow. Don't get me wrong. Shoveling, it was quickly, but the running, it was so slow. So we did 2 rotations of that, and he was the runner for the first time. I was running the second time, and it was so slow. Even me hustling my ass because it's so hard to carry both of those because 2 buckets are heavy as hell, or what was it, 1 in each hand going. Like, I only probably had to go like 10 yards, but like it was far, man. It was far with those heavy ass weights because I was basically carrying like my weight. Like, I'd imagine I was basically carrying my weight, like divided in each hand, just like that. So that wasn't good, and so I told him, like, "Man, we need to change it. I think you get a bucket and I get a bucket." And he was like, I don't think that'd be efficient. I think it would be like, "Mate, how about we try this and then we'll see." And so okay. So then I was fucking I was like shoveling and I was getting mine. I got like 3 or 4 things in. Robbie only got 2. Like, probably he was working on the third one. He was like, I don't think this is efficient. I don't think this is good enough." So I was like, "Mate, I think it's working pretty good," because I'm like, yours is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, for shoveling. And I was telling the truth, like, it's good for shoveling, but when it comes to like moving the buckets, like, it's not efficient, man. Because at least in this way, yeah, we can quote not as good at shoveling, but at least well, one person is working on the pile and another person, and well, like at least we have we have one person working on the pile, and if not one person, it's gonna be like of one or a few second intervals before someone's working on that pile, so it's gonna be done really quickly. And when I said that, Robbie was like, because I just continued to go shoveling, so Robbie couldn't really protest because I was continuing working. So we went back to work. So we went back. Anyways. Just talking about something. The house. Oh yeah, hustling. Rooster. I guess I'm gonna go back to the tramp. One thing I will say, Robbie is really strong. I shit out of that tramp like the first time I did it. Like after I was given the pointers like that. Like I don't count that trial run when I fucked up. I count like that real run when I was like digging it. And when I was actually making good progress, but it was so hard, bro. Especially because Robbie was already doing it for like a few minutes at that point, and I was just thinking like, I only did like 3 rows, and I'm already tuckered out. So we swapped, and then I had him do 2. Then I did like, well, no, I didn't do 3. I did like 5. I did 6 actually. And then we swapped out, and I had him do like 4, and then I did that. But mainly the reason why is because he was already working on that beforehand, and I just needed to take a quick break to get assessed to be like, whoa, that's what I'm working with. So I had him take a quick small break. Then I went back to it, and Rooster, he was like what he said. He gave me that compliment and said, "Man, now it looks like you know what you're doing." And what was it? So we did the tramping. Then I already told you with the shoveling. We after I did the pull thing. So after we did the pull thing, with the leveling, make sure it was all leveled. I had to make sure the trench that we basically built was cleared out. Make sure there was no extra dirt. Make sure we meet the sides. Make sure it was all level. And after we did that, it was lunchtime. But we had to go back to the shop. We had to do a quick rescue mission because someone ran out of gas. So we had to go get diesel and give them the diesel cans. And what was it? Then we went to Soho, or Soho, however you pronounce it. And so after we went to Soho, it was really good. I had a big ass plate with like 10, 11 chicken on a sticks. And I had fucking 17, 18 fried, what was it, sweet and sour, I think sweet and sour fried chicken, but without the sweet and sour thing. It was just a little like fried chicken thing. And I had like 2 big ass servings of rice with 4 giant pieces of watermelon. So that was good. So after lunch, we went back to the job site. We then picked up and organized everything, and then the Roosters gave us pointers. He said, quote, he always found these 2 things. He said, we're getting paid by the hour. So it doesn't make sense, since we're getting paid, it doesn't make sense to rush through a job and get it done as quickly as possible. Be reasonable, of course. Don't like move at a snail's pace, of course. Because this is Jason's money. We don't want him like splurging because we're fucking around, spending like 8 hours, 12 hours trying to fucking install a sump pump for 3 men. That's like outrageous. Anyways, but move. If you're given the option of moving fast and it being decent work, like not terrible, but it being decent, like passable, or just taking a minute, like an extra few minutes, and it looking good, take that extra few minutes. Because you may not be quote getting that progress, but that progress you're making is good. I can't really describe it other than that. It's like it's you don't need to possibly redo it again. The person doesn't. Both you and the person probably don't need to call Spider Art or some other contractor because the other person didn't do it. Only gave 80% and not the full 100. Not even 100. Like probably like 90, like 95%. In all honesty, I try my best to give intervals of 100, but I try my best to stay at like 90, 95%. Because I don't want to give 100%, because if I give like fully 100%, I'll be tuckered out. I'll be burnt out. And especially because like I told you, I feel like I'm too gung ho sometimes. I feel like I'm fucking I get I get too worked up and I try to do things. Like they're like the tramp, we had to move it with a fucking giant, with the claw thing. We had like attach straps to it, and then we had to attach it to the excavator. When we did that, Rooster, when we were done with the tramp, Rooster said, "Get the straps and we'll move the tramp." And so all I heard was move the tramp. So I was starting to move it. There's a big ass hole that we just dug. And so Rooster saw me. He's like, "What the fuck are you or not, I guess, just do that, you know?" And then I was like, wait. We moved it at the shop with the strap. Strap's got to be around here. So I was panicking, and then Ramble had to come to the rescue and point out where the straps was. You know, that was the point where I was too gung ho. I mean, that's fine, you know. I was trying to give 100, probably only needed to give 80, 90% at that point, you know. Still, we were after we got done with Shoho, after we went to the I should say after we came to the rescue, we went to Shoho. I had that nice meal, watermelons, fried chicken on the steak, and the fried rice. We went back to the job site, and Rooster's basically just giving us pointers on how to probably clean up, and to say, like I said, if it takes a little extra longer, do it. Especially with like picking up big old chunks, you know, like even if you didn't do it, like if there's like a big ass like stump or like a big ass piece of rock, like probably like this big, or like this big even, pick it up and put it in the truck. You know, makes us look professional, makes Jace look good, and it makes us look good. Anything that makes us look professional, it makes Jace, the boss man, looks professional. And the boss man looks professional, good reviews, good money. And like I said, this is what I was telling you. So Jace gave us a review. He said when Jace gave us, when Rooster gave us that insight of what we could do, what we could be. He said, if you keep up this good job, if you keep up this good rate, you get good ratings, you become a good asset to the company, you'll be making like $18-20, you know, then maybe I could leave you guys he said this before. I'm kind of mixing these two conversations in the wrong order, because this part that I'm going to say, he said earlier before. He said, maybe you guys could be good, you know, if you keep up this good pace, I could start leaving you for a few bit, leaving you guys alone for a bit, you know, after I give you an order, and then I can see your work. Or then maybe I could just leave you alone at a job site after telling you what to do, and then I can see your work. Then I could just leave you alone. And then maybe if you guys get your license, then you can drive to the job sites. You can do it. I can see midway through and give you reviews, you know. You can be, he was, and then that's going to go back to merge in the conversation to the one I said before. He said, then if you can prove yourself, be an asset, then you can be making big $18, $20, $22, making the big buckaroos. Yeah, overall, even my just 3 days at Spider Art, they've been very insightful. I've learned a lot, and Rooster is such an amazing teacher and mentor. He has such a wealth of knowledge, and he knows he's not a hard ass all the time. Like he can get the job done mode. But like, you know, if you're doing a good job, he'll fuck around. He's super funny. I love him when he fucks around. He stims a lot. It's getting pretty late, and I gotta go tomorrow. But holy shit, it's almost an hour. Oh my lord, I love you so much. You mean so much to me. I can't wait to see you when you get back. I'm missing you every day. I wish you were here. But I love you. I wish you the best. Bye-bye.